Hey RV family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morse, the review guy reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one I'm going to be covering the new Full of Hell record entitled Garden of Burning Apparitions. Hold the phone, we got new Full of Hell material. What can be said about Full of Hell now? One of just the most shrill and brittle and loudest and noisiest and most droning bands on the block through their collaborations, but specifically their studio links have been just some of the most abrasive and horrifying and terrifyingly constructed pieces of sonic music that I have laid my ears on. I have loved them even though they scare me more times than not, but even through how loud they are and noisy, it's hard to pin them down into one genre. They've always been equal parts sludge metal, doom metal, grindcore, noise music, power violence. It really varies. They even have like death metal influences, black metal influences. Through very short tracks, they always manage to pack in a lot of different influences in little microcosmoses, whether it be in the riffs or the drum work or the way a vocal comes across. They'll use different techniques to sound like different genres. They are shape-shifting, they are chameleons. And whereas their last studio-length record, Weeping Choir, which I was a big fan of, took a detour into a lot more doom metal, a lot more sludge metal, a lot just more noise-centered pieces. This 20-minute record, it's 12 tracks long, takes us back to the roots of Full of Hell. Fast-paced, throttling grindcore music with a hell of a lot of noise, a hell of a lot of distortion, and personally I think this is probably one of the most straightforward records Full of Hell has made in a while. They're constantly trying to shift their sound and try out new things and be a little experimental, push the envelope of what their sound can produce and how loud it can get and how noisy it can get and how many genres they can filter in. And I don't want to demean this record to say that it doesn't do that, but certainly it is more blunt and on the nose than some of their other records have been in recent memory, even going back to Trumpeting Ecstasy. Asphyxiant Blessing and Murmuring Foul Spring prove one thing though. No matter how fast they get, no matter how rigid they get, no matter how loud they are, they do have some freakishly cool riffs and some really fun riffs, especially on Asphyxiant Blessing. Just that midway break-up point, that you get this tapping, fast-paced riff that feels just unintentionally old school, but just very demonic, I guess. But Full of Hell can't stay in one spot for long. As straightforward as this record is, as soon as you hit Derelict Satellite, you're met with this wall of impenetrable noise and fury. It's gross. It is pretty much just a straight noise piece. It's staticky and mechanical. It's very industrial, and I think that's how I would explain both this track sound and the other noise bits. It's less of the same distortion that you hear at the start of this track, the feedback noises, and more so this industrial bang and clang, heavy machinery in some unknown warehouse from hell, as opposed to the classic grindcore feedback start, which is on this record. And as straightforward as this record is, as you progress through it, you start to realize that they are doing some different things with their sound to keep you on the edge of your seat, such as the track Burning Apparition. Pierce through the noise, look past that, try to penetrate that, and you'll realize that this has a really cool chugging riff behind it. It is very headbang worthy, or how the track All Bells Ringing is 1 minute and 12 seconds, yet is still multifaceted, multi-phased with a lot of switch-ups and change-ups. When you perform music that is so fast in the track listing, in the length, in the construction of it, you start to become really fucking good at packing in as much as you can because you know there's no time to waste. It becomes brutally apparent when there's a grind band or a power violence band or a hardcore punk band that does not justify their genre because they cannot have enough material in just a very short span of time to be high quality. But I think Full of Hell did just that. This is a really fun record. It's very high octane, very noisy, distorted, great production to it, and it's a lot more straightforward than the recent material, but it still has a lot of differences in it and a lot of change-ups and a lot of switch-ups, but that's what we sort of expect from Full of Hell from now. I'd still say it's not as experimental as Weeping Choir was, so if you appreciated the very long-winded tracks with a lot more influence coming from drone metal and doom metal and sludge metal, you don't get as much of this. This record usually doesn't slow down. It's much more like their early material. What can I say though? Full of Hell is just a sharply consistent band that doesn't stay submissive, doesn't stay passive, and it's great to see them back on an outing. I really enjoy this record, and I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy it for a while. If you want a very straightforward Full of Hell record, you're in for a wild ride. I'm going to be giving this album an 8 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Have you heard this new Full of Hell record, Garden of Burning Apparitions? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. I would love to discuss this record with you. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to join the review family today, and smash that notification bell to be notified of my future uploads. You know who it is, my name is Jay Morse, the Review Guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.